Back with another video. This is probably going to be a short one, shorter than my other tutorials, because I found this really simple app that showcases the 50-30-20 rule perfectly. And if any of you are beginners and just being introduced to this method of budgeting, this could be the perfect app for you to implement it. So there's not too many bells and whistles with this app. You can go premium. And when you go premium, you just get unlimited categories. So you get to add more categories as opposed to just using the ones that are already in here. And you get no ads. And it's $10 one time, not a subscription. Very great. The person who's developing it is a student and they develop it in their free time. So I think also that's why it's pretty simple, but it's very effective. And let's get right into this app. So 50-30-20 is just 50% goes to your needs, 30% goes to your wants, and 20 goes to your saving. I did another video using the Money Manager app to do this, but this app is actually made for this. So let's jump right in where we would see the menu at the bottom down here. You have your home, cash flow, insights, and your settings. We always start with the settings. But in this one, there aren't too many settings. It's just for your currency. My main currency is in Canadian dollars because I am in Canada, but you can choose from a whole bunch of other currencies worldwide. The real magic happens on the home page. So we're going to go there. And on your home page, you're going to see the offer, which I'm sure disappears once you pay for it, your income, your expenses, the needs, wants, and savings category, and this bar that fills up to show your spending. Then there's a space down here where things will populate, but we'll see that as we go along. We have our plus button, which is what we're going to use to add our income and our expenses. So you're not really budgeting here in this app. You're more of just entering your income as you go along. So let's try and add something in here and see what happens. I'm going to press the plus button. Let's add some income first. We have 3 options, either cash, bank, or savings. We have our date here, which we can change if we need to. And up here is where we're going to enter our income. So as we enter it, let's say we're entering $1,500 because we're going to stick with our $3,000 per month income. And we're going to say that that's our bank. And then at the top here where it says add, that's where we're going to press. It's going to add. And it'll take us back to the main page. And what I want you to notice is that now our income here is showing as plus $1,500. The actual transaction we made was right there. And if you look over here, it has been split evenly between 50 for needs, 30 for wants, and 20 for savings. At the bottom here, we have what we have left, and our little bar is full because we haven't spent any money yet. So let's change that. I'm going to hit this plus button again. We're going to put an expense in. On expense pages, this is what it looks like. We have our needs, our wants, and our savings. We have the amount. We could choose the category, and we have the date. We're going to leave the date as is. We're going to choose our category first. We press choose, and then these are the categories that are available to us. Now, if you want to add a new category, you have to press the new button in the corner. Because we're not subscribed, it's just going to take us back to this sales page. And I think we have enough categories here for now. So let's say we paid our rent in our needs category because a rent is a need. So we're going to just stay in that category. We're going to put it as $1,000 for our rent. And then in the corner, we press add. And it takes us back to our main page again, where we can see that our needs, we're in the negative here. And it just shows us how much money we've spent so far with our income. But because we are on the save section, it's not showing us any details. So I'm going to just press the needs. And then when you scroll down, it shows you down here the transaction that we just made. Let's add a little bit more income so that we aren't in the negative like this. So we're going to add income, bank again, and we're going to do another 1,500, add, And so now up here, it's been updated, 3,000. Our expenses are still the same because we entered the rent. We have our 2 transactions that went through the bank of $1,500. And then our needs are no longer negative, and everything else has updated to show the 50, the 30, and the 20. If we scroll down, we still have our transaction down here, but also this has changed where we have $2,000 left because we spent $1,000, which is missing over here, out of the $3,000. Look, I want to add a few more expenses, but let's toggle over to the wants. We have no expenses there. So we do plus, expense. Make sure to check up here where you are. The highlighted one is what category you're on. I'm going to go to the wants. Again, we're going to choose the category. The categories for the wants are the same as the ones for the needs, but we just have to choose which ones are our wants. So let's say that we went to the restaurant and that we spent $50 at the restaurant. We're going to go again, hit add. And because we are... Okay, so there are ads. Again, if you subscribe, you don't get any ads. So we just encountered one. So I just paused the video, let the ad play out. And now we're going to continue. Since we are on the wants category, up here, our banking information does not change. We scroll down, but we see that we added a restaurant and that the amount went from $900 to $850. Again, this gets updated to show how much money we have left. The little green disappears from the bar to show that we're spending money. Now, let's try and do a savings. So in our save, we have nothing down here because we didn't create any transactions. If we do plus and we do expense, we want to make sure that we are on the save. We're going to choose the category. We're going to do investments. All kinds of interruptions today. All right. We're on our save. We chose investments. Let's say we chose to invest $500. We go again to the corner to our ad. We add it and it takes us back to our main page. As you can see, the bar has gone down. The amount we have left to spend has gone down. This has gone down to $100 because we had $600 that we were able to save. And then when we scroll down, we see over here, our investments amount is showing there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some more income and a few more expenses, and we're going to come back and we're going to check out the cash flow and the insights and see how those get populated once I've added more. Okay, so now we're back. I entered a few more expenses and a little bit more income. As you can see, I entered $500 in cash just to give me a little bit more wiggle room, which increased all 3 of my categories and shows how much I had left. It increased how much in total I had to spend, and then it shows how much I spent. Down here, we have I added another $50. You can't really see it because this plus button is in the way, but I added another $50 to the savings. Under the wants, I added $350 for vacation at the bottom here. And for the needs, I added $50 for internet and $150 for groceries. Now, if you had made a mistake or anything and you want to delete something, you would just pick what you want to delete. So I'm going to just say that I want to delete the cash, and then you would just hit it and swipe it. You got to swipe pretty hard, and then the delete button shows up and you just click it and it would get deleted. I'm not going to do that right now, but that's how you would do it if you want to delete anything. Even down here where you've entered any transactions, same thing applies. You swipe and you can delete that way. Now we're going to take a look at the cash flow. So we press cash flow, and it really just shows everything all together. So you don't have to toggle between the wants, needs, and the savings. It'll just show everything chronologically. I didn't change any of the dates, so everything is just going to be in the order of which I entered it just now when I was doing everything. So we have our income that I did, the rent, and then I added more income, if you remember. and then everything else came later. You can't actually click on them and get more details. This is just a very simple app, as I said. Everything is just right in front of you and right in your face. So if you want to see all of your transactions that way, you could see them all in one place. Also important to note that you can't swipe and delete anything off of this page. It would have to be done on the main page. So next, what we're going to take a look at are our insights. So let's see what kind of graphs or charts they have to show us our spending and our income. So I'm going to press insights, and this is what it looks like. At the top here, you have your 3 wants, needs, and your savings that you could toggle between. Then you have your main pie chart, and then you have the details of the transactions at the bottom. So we're going to take a deeper look. We're on our needs right now. As you can see, it shows us our little icons, right? We spent for groceries, our internet, and our rent. The rent being the majority of what we spent for our needs. If we scroll down, we see those same transactions here at the bottom with exactly how much we spent. And the little icons are there, and they're nice, so we can match them up and make sure that we're seeing everything correctly. Again, you can't click on anything to get more details. This is the detail that you're going to get, and you can't delete from this page. So we're going to toggle over to our wants and see the same thing. Our little icons are showing with what we spent, vacation and eating out. And down here are the transactions that we had entered. And we go over to our savings. Again, the exact same thing. We have our little icons and our transactions of what we spent. So that's pretty much all that we have for this app. It's not really a budgeting app. I would say it's more of like, it's an aid in budgeting, but you can't actually see a budget and then see how much you spent. It's basically, you're just putting in what you spent and you're seeing exactly what you spent. It's very simple, but I do like this app a lot because of how simple it is. And if you're just getting introduced to the 50-30-20 budgeting method, or even just budgeting in general, you don't want to deal with an app that's super complex and that you have to pretty much jump through hoops to use. So I hope this tutorial is helpful. If you have any questions, please put them down in the comments. I read all the comments. I try to answer them as quickly as I can. I will be coming with more videos. I have to do my actual review of certain apps as opposed to just the tutorials. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with someone who you think it might help. Have a nice day.